Hey, this is Mark Rodriguez.
This is Johnny Rodriguez.
And this is Wendy, also known as Jupi Chan or Ninja Jupi.
And you're watching Video Game Masters. Now, today's episode, we're going to kind of backtrack a bit. Some of the older games we already talked about because, as you can see, Johnny's always kind of make, like these, I guess, on-location appearances. He can only do so much from where he's at. He's not actually playing the games. He's just saying, like, well, King of Fighters 15 looks okay, but, but now that you're here with us, you actually play the games and give us your official thoughts on these games.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome because, I'm not here all the time. I'm not here to play, like, the King of Fighters 15 or Shredder's Revenge and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's cool.
Oh, I know what you mean about Shredder's Revenge because I can only play by myself and without the cross-play feature, I have a Switch. Everybody else has, like, with those PlayStations or whatever. I can't play it, so it's going to be fun to be able to play multiplayer with, right in the same room.
And, of course, it is Johnny Rodriguez Day. Unfortunately, Ricky Rocks is busy wrestling elsewhere, so he can't be with us today. But
you know what? He's here in spirit. Ricky Rocks, we love you and we miss you.
Yeah, welcome to The Rock Show. So on that note, let's start playing games. We'll start off with TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
Let's check it out.
All right, let's go.
Oh man, I just hitched the party wagon.
TMNT Shredder's Revenge is a multiplayer beat-em-up that plays like a modern version of the classic Konami arcade games. The Turtles go through 16 stages as they try to get the Statue of Liberty back from Shredder and Krang. This time around though, aside from the Turtles themselves, you can also select April O'Neil, Master Splinter, and Casey Jones as playable characters. The game offers a lot of different attack moves, super moves, and secrets to find and unlock that reference the classic show. One of the game's strongest features was the fact that they actually brought in the voice actors of the original 80s cartoon to voice the Turtles, Bebop, and Rocksteady. Okay, so Shredder's Revenge. Well, I finally got to play the entire game, PlayStation 4 versus created for my Switch. It was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. I liked all the music. I liked all the other things I mentioned before. I thought was pretty cool. Pretty much the same. But now I got to play it in with multiple modes, like multiplayer modes. So I got to play with Mark and Johnny. So it was nice to see how it worked. I got to use Casey Jones, which I don't have in my copy on the Switch. And it was interesting learning about the other moves that I didn't really know about, like how you can, help with reviving your fellow turtles or your other your other players. And playing by yourself, you wouldn't really get that. And unfortunately, because I was playing by myself, I didn't get that far in the game. I didn't get past I didn't even get to Tempestra. I didn't get to that point. So I didn't get, far enough to see all that stuff. But it was nice seeing all the different villains, like for real, and not just gameplay footage. So yeah, I still say it's a good game. It's a good nostalgia trip. It has the replayability factor, especially if you didn't find all the hidden things with all the characters you rescue. The ending was funny, so messed up because I was not expecting that ending to the game. For example, and yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts. And yeah, multiplayer, in my opinion, is the best way to play this game, as opposed to, single player me, right?
Yeah, so my opinion is that this is the first time ever playing this game. Finally, of course, it's always more fun playing with you guys. But generally speaking, the game looks fantastic. It looks awesome. I like how the graphics is kind of like a mix between the arcade Turtle games and the Nintendo games, plus the original cartoons for the 90s Turtles. Just the way they're drawn, they're animated. I like the way they fight. There's a lot of cool features, like the way the Turtles can do a lot of combos or do certain attacks, like whenever. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. There's a lot you can do with your characters. I like the fact that the levels kind of remind you of a lot of the older episodes from the older cheesy Turtle cartoons. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of the enemies from the old Turtle cartoons, and of course, it still feels like the arcade game in a certain way, just the way the game plays. So I just like the whole theme. It was pretty awesome.
And that's not all. They just recently announced new DLC called Dimension Shell Shock with new stages, different colors for the turtles, and new playable characters. So far they announced Usagi, but we might get more characters. Maybe Mondo Gecko or Lotus Blossom. That's going to be so awesome. Anyways, on to the next game. Let's check out what Johnny thinks about Final Vendetta.
Final Vendetta is a two-player beat-em-up by Numbskull Games. You can control Duke Sancho, Milder T. Williams, and Claire Sparks to rescue Claire's sister from the evil Syndic 8 gang. You go through 5 stages of action filled with fighting moves, weapons, deadly traps to avoid, and a cool juggle combo system. The game is a lot of fun, but also very difficult to go at it alone. Even though the game came out in 2022, Final Vendetta has no online play, so lucky for Mark, this time I came along to help him clean up the dangerous streets of London. Let's do this, bro.
Alright bro, so now you finally got to check out Final Vendetta. What were your thoughts?
Well, I think that the game is pretty good on its own, but it's hard not to notice how similar the game is from, I don't know, Final Fight and Streets of Rage. Like the graphic style, the music style, the way the characters look, the way they fight and do their attacks. Like it's just, yeah, it's very, it's just like they got very inspired by them, you know. The game also has like a very old school feel to it. Like it feels like it's made in the 80s, 90s, like around that time period. So that's pretty interesting. But overall, it's a very fun game, and yeah, I liked it.
One thing I want to add is that this game is a lot more fun when it's 2 players. The game is very difficult, the bag is very cheap and very cheesy, and of course you get the annoyance that if you die, you have to start the level all over again from the beginning. But if it's 2 player, as long as Johnny's character is alive, the game keeps going. So you don't have to like restart and all that stuff. We actually beat this game like a little under an hour, give or take, because of course it is pretty short. It's more about the difficulty. But yeah, we beat this game because we're video game masters and that's how we roll. So anyways, on to King of Fighters 15.
Round 1, ready, go!
The King of Fighters 15 is the latest addition to SNK's long-running series. Like most KOF games, you fight it out in teams of 3, and you get some newcomers like the return of the Orochi team and Cronin, who is the updated version of K-Fortnite. The game includes several mechanics like the Shatter Strike and the EX versions of special moves. You also have the simple combos that lead up to the desperation moves like in King of Fighters 14, but this time you can also use them for the level 2 and level 3 desperation moves. So far, DLC is added to Southtown team, the Garo team, Samurai Showdown team, and the Awakened Orochi team, and even more fighters to add to the mayhem.
Okay guys, so here are my thoughts on King of Fighters 15. The game, you know, so King of Fighters also has like their typical gameplay mechanics, you know, with the knockdown button and the roading and this and that, you know, and how their combos are kind of like in that juggle style, so that kind of stuff remains. But one thing that's very noticeable about this game is that it does heavily look a lot like Street Fighter V. Like just the way the graphics look and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a little similar in that retrospect, but other than that, the game does look really good. The voice actors sound very good. They sound like the same voice actors that we've heard from all the other King of Fighters games, and yeah, I just like all these new characters that are having in this game, and it just feels awesome. And yeah, if you're a huge King of Fighters fan, I definitely recommend playing this one.
Well, for me, I've never played a King of Fighters game, so I know about King of Fighters, but back in the day, it was always overlooked by the other fighting games. So, just a quick question and a reminder. So, it wasn't as popular, you know, I guess, in the U.S. market compared to other markets?
Not that much. I mean, they're trying real hard now with 14 and 15 to see if it could be bigger in America, but you know how it is. It was always big in Japan, and it was always big in Mexico. Hells yeah.
Well, I will say this much. I thought the gameplay looked pretty cool. It looks like a lot of fun. I would suck terribly at it because it's a fighting game. So, but, dude, that Yashiro dude, oh, I love him. I just love how he grabs you by your face and just smashes you on the ground. I mean, how can you not laugh at how silly that looks? Well, we all know what my priorities are when it comes to games, apparently. I mean, apparently that entertains me. I say, oh, that's a character I want to learn how to use because I just want to smash people on the ground. Like Leatherhead grabbing Donatello's face every time he saw it when he was all in his rage mode in the 2012 Turtle show.
Oh, goodness. So anyways, guys, I think that wraps it up here. We got a couple of beat-em-up action and, you know, King of Fighters 15 and all that good stuff. So, yeah, this wraps up this Johnny-centered episode of Video Game Masters. This is Mark Rodriguez.
This is Johnny Rodriguez.
And this is Jupi. Nice seeing you guys.
See you next time.